A whole bunch of changes that Tesla made to the Model Y that weren't actually revealed to the public have just been revealed by Tesla's engineers within the last 24 hours on a YouTube channel. I'll put a link to that video in the description below. But to be honest, it's quite a long interview. It took me quite a while to get this information out of it. So this is a summary of all the changes to the new Tesla Model Y. Some of them are quite interesting. In fact, I think other car manufacturers should watch this video and see some of these little changes that Tesla have made that they could potentially do as well, which would make a lot of sense. They're just, some of them are just like, oh, wow, yeah, that makes so much sense and it wouldn't cost very much to do it. Here are the changes. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching The Electric Viking. Great to have you with us. And thank you for supporting the channel, whether that's as a YouTube member or on Patreon. Really appreciate all of you. Tesla's changes to the Model Y. They've just been revealed by Tesla's engineers in an interview. And some of these things are minor. Some things are pretty major. One thing a lot of people are really blown away by, and I'll get to that in a second. Now, design changes. Pretty insignificant, to be honest, design changes, but the efficiency changes, which we'll get to in a second, are really big. Tesla removed their T logo from the vehicle in the United States. In China, the T logo is required for some reason. The new rear power seats utilize a gearbox that was designed internally by Tesla. So obviously the rear seats decline using an electric button, and you can put them on whatever, basically put them as far back as you want to have them using that electric button. Tesla chose to reintroduce the turn signal stalk because of customer feedback. Customers said, no, we don't want buttons on the steering wheel. Tesla said, okay, no problem. So maybe they'll make that change in the Tesla Model 3 at some point as well. New paint colors are coming to North America. Other markets have seen new paint colors. Tesla are going to bring new paint colors to the United States, Canada, and Mexico. Although Canada is preparing to put 100% tariffs on Tesla's EVs. And if that happens, then I think Tesla will probably leave Canada, or at least not sell any cars for a while anyway. One of the biggest Tesla changes to the Model Y, though, is improving efficiency. They said they focused on the brakes, and Tesla said they realized they could reduce drag from brake calipers, and this would increase range and efficiency. So they've made some sort of change to the brake calipers that significantly reduces drag from the calipers. That's quite interesting. Now, one of the changes that Tesla have made to reduce noise inside the cabin, and this makes sense because if you think about it, if you go to a studio, this is one of the changes, one of the things you'll find in a recording studio. So Tesla actually carpeted the cup holders, the trunk lids, and the side trim, all of which deaden the noise in the cabin, make for a quieter ride. You know, I've actually seen this in some people's recording studio. I've seen someone put carpets on all their walls. I'm talking like rugs on every wall, and even some cases doubling it up with 2 layers of rugs. So yeah, I mean, kind of a good idea, right? Just to carpet the cup holders, trunk lids, side trim, deadening the noise. The glass roof on the new Model Y is metallically coated with 2 layers of silver. This not only improves cabin noise levels, but also improves the cabin's ability to maintain heat levels with better thermal performance. So this, I think it sounds like it reflects some sunlight. Interesting that they're using 2 layers of silver. Now, batteries. This is interesting. I've got to admit, I'm disappointed by Tesla's decision to use the same batteries. And so are a lot of people, in fact, shocked about it. I don't understand it. Tesla had the opportunity to implement larger batteries for more range, but they said that this would take the vehicle out of affordability for most customers. So Tesla have decided, well, instead of making the batteries bigger, let's improve the efficiency. The company examined everything from interior lighting, even in the center console, to help improve efficiency in any way absolutely possible. HVAC, so HVAC fans now have a lower speed operation that improves efficiency. EPA range figures will show more than the 2.8% estimated range bump from the past Model Y. So they believe EPA range figures will go up by probably 3 to 4%. Comfort. Tesla say they've focused on comfort. Smoother and quieter closing door latches and trunk lids. Now, I actually saw that in person. There's a car wow video showing the latches are smoother and more quieter. It's quite interesting that they do that. Interior materials have been wrapped to continue combating excess cabin noise, a common issue for electric cars. So They've wrapped in things in the interior to help sound as well. I'm not sure what they were talking about there, but that's what the engineer said. Vehicle sensors can now detect humans in the vehicle along with their heartbeats and breathing patterns. Laminated rear glass for cabin noise reduction. And something else also that they mentioned that everyone seems to be surprised by. This was actually the #1 feature. So hopefully you've got to this point. There is a 4D radar hidden inside the header of the car, so sort of in the dash, and it measures passenger size in order to better deploy airbags. So a 4-dimensional radar that measures your body size. If there's a child in there or a large person in there, it measures you and then adapts how it deploys the airbags if there was a crash. That's insane. I mean, honestly, I think that's really, really cool that they'd do that and not even mention it. I mean, Tesla never mentioned this feature at all. The only reason we know about this is because of this interview with these engineers from Tesla, and it's not even like a public video. Anyway, guys, if you want to see the full video, I'll put a link to the video in the description below. It's already had about 100 and something thousand views, but these are the main changes, and it's really quite detailed. Tesla have gone to a lot of effort, I think, to improve the Model Y. And I make, there's no incentive for me to say positive things about the Tesla Model Y, literally none. But the media is saying that the new Model Y is simply a light refresh. And I've seen this comment from hundreds of people. I believe that's completely false. In fact, this car has so many changes. There's more than 100 changes. That's not a light refresh. Come on, guys. I mean, I've done videos on these so-called refreshes, the new ID3 versus the old ID3. You can't even tell the difference. Literally, you can't. You're looking at it going, really? What's changed? I mean, this is a massive overhaul of what was already, I think, a really good car. They've significantly improved it. I mean, honestly, the key question here is how is it going to compare against the XPeng G6, the Zeekr 7X, other cars you guys have in the United States, like the Chevy Blazer? It's going to be very, very, very interesting. Let me know what you think in the comments. Tesla is actually one of Britain or England's fastest growing power companies. And people have not realized that Tesla is, well, they don't just sell cars. I mean, the media always talk about how many cars did Tesla deliver? What did Elon Musk say? Rah, rah, rah. Stuff that I don't think is really all that consequential to the success of this company. Tesla is actually one of the most powerful and fastest moving electricity companies in the UK, and it's planning on pulling off similar feats across numerous countries all around the world. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. Great to have you with us. If you'd like to become a YouTube member, I will be doing a series of videos over the next few months on where I think the best investment opportunities are. I'll put a link in the description below. The UK government wants to decarbonize by the end of the decade, right? They want to have an electricity grid free of fossil fuels completely. Tesla is actually going to help that happen. Tesla is obviously known as a car company. However, they are a major player in Britain's renewable energy market. It has become one of the UK's biggest providers of home power packs used by eco-conscious households, as well as the enormous grid-scale batteries called megapacks